Hello and welcome back to Writing with Wade. You can tell it's dark in here. It's kind of spooky lighting. And that's just because I am filming at night and I don't know very much about lighting design. However, I do know a little bit about creative writing, and that's what we're talking about today, creative writing experiments. This is experiment number 1. Now, when I say experiment, that means if I give you an idea that is inspiring to you, I want you to experiment with it. Maybe you write something, maybe you brainstorm something, maybe you draw something. Have fun with the topics that I give you, and if it doesn't interest you, don't worry, I'm going to come up with a lot more experiments as we go. I plan to do about 14 of these videos, so hopefully at least a few of them will be inspiring to you. But what's the point of doing a creative writing experiment? Well, it could just be for fun. Maybe you are trying to come up with ideas for a story. Maybe you are already a well-established writer and you just want to do this for fun, to try out something new. Maybe you've never written anything creative before and this is your first step. In either case, there might be something useful and something fun, and if you do come up with something that you like, I hope that you leave a comment below. Of course, I should be telling people more about this. Like and subscribe. I'd love to have more subscribers on my channel. Kind of desperate. I'm going to edit that out. I'm not that desperate. I don't care what you do. Whatever. All right, so what do I have for experiment number 1? Oh, experiment number 1 is fun. Experiment number 1 is to make a map of a place for your story's location. So what do I mean by this? Well, some of my favorite books have maps on them. When I was a kid, I loved, even before I could really read, I loved looking at the map of The Hobbit. Right? It's a map and it's got elfin language and it shows where the dragon's at in the mountain, and it lets us know the journey that these characters are going to take. Other ones from children's literature, we've got The World of Pooh, and it shows us the 100-Acre Wood. And this is just very fun and cute and inspiring, but it also lets us know what characters inhabit the story, and it gives us, the reader, an idea of some of the places that we're going to be visiting. This is Richard Bachman's The Regulators. Richard Bachman is actually Stephen King. This map of a neighborhood filled with characters that will probably die in horrible ways. I am currently working on a fantasy novel, and I made a map of the various islands in the story. I was on chapter 5 of my novel, and I wasn't sure where the characters were going to go, so when I made that map of the different islands, that helped me a lot. It's unlocked aspects of the story that I wouldn't have discovered if I hadn't made that very crude, ugly-looking map. If you choose to accept experiment number 1, then try to make a map. You can make one that is of a story that you've been working on. You can make just a map just from your pure imagination. You can also, if you are a nonfiction author, make a map based upon your memory of a place. So there's no wrong way to do these experiments, and if you are not the most artistic person, and if you want some help from some really cool websites that will help you draw a map, check out Inkarnate and Wonderdraft. He doesn't like YouTube. Inkarnate and Wonderdraft are 2 websites you can use for free. Of course, they want you to pay money to get the better, cooler tools, but either way, they're great websites to make fantasy-related maps, huge continents, islands, and things like that. I would check it out. What do you think? He says you should check it out too. So that's experiment number 1. Have fun with it, and I will see you very soon with experiment number 2.